What would you say to the president if he were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
Somalis are not black.
Why do you think Nancy Mace is targeting you as much as she is?
It's an easy clickbait. There is a lot of hate in this country for Muslims. There's a lot of hate in this country for black people, especially black women. Anytime, you know, that he sees a black woman sort of stand up for herself, that is intelligent, that is able to command respect, he wants to go after them and break them down. But he doesn't understand that you can't really like bully a black woman, right? Like we're built different.
Yeah. You're black when you're in trouble. When you're good, you're Somali. And that's not right. That is being a user and abuser. You trying to use black people to say, oh my God, this is other black people like us. We got to go defend these sisters and brothers.
To my American people, do you find it bizarre that Ilhan Omar made the statement that we know that Trump don't like black Americans? Notice how they always try to clump us all together. You know, the foundational black Americans are trying to separate ourselves for this reason. Y'all came into our country, use all our benefits, clown all the black Americans. Oh, look at them. What we've been told is all we got to do is trash them over there. Just trash them and we can join forces and have a good life. So you did that. Now, Trump is talking about deportation. The foundational black Americans are sitting here like, well, deport them all. We don't care. Why? Because there's no deportation for us. We can sit back, eat our popcorn, and laugh at you. So Trump, please, keep going. Do more. Get rid of them all. And then you got these simps and cucks out here, especially I can't stand when I see a black man, a black male. Look at them, they're dividing country, families, and look at them. This is wrong. This ain't right. This ain't right. Bro, do you realize that 20 million, more, maybe more than that, came over here with a false pretense that they were going to get milk and honey when they came here? Essentially, they did. Freeloading off of our tax dollars. So while this simp, this cuck out here, oh yeah, we can't do this is wrong. Numbnuts don't realize that they're actually using your tax dollars to freeload and get this milk and honey. So my question to these people that keep saying this stuff is, how come we can't have the milk and honey? How come we can't chill? How come we can't have a good life? How come we keep giving everybody else a good life, but every day we gotta wake up and go to work, especially these blue collar jobs, and our bones gotta hurt every day? Come on, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Gracie D. I hope you are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. I see your comments. I see all your likes. I really do appreciate that. So on our today's episode, we are going to talk about selective blackness. This idea of some immigrant groups that go to the United States of America, distance themselves from Black Americans. They benefit from proximity to Black culture when it suits them. And the moment trouble hits, deportations, as we've been seeing, raids, criminal investigation, political backlash, suddenly we are all Black, suddenly we need to unite. And I'm sitting here asking myself, like, what do you guys take Black Americans for? I've seen this happening in 2025, and this year I've learned a lot about immigrants in the United States of America. I've really learned a lot on how you guys look down on Black Americans, on how so many of you disassociate yourself from Black Americans because you think that by doing that, the other side is going to accept you. By doing that, you think that the problems or the issues that Black Americans are facing, you as a Black immigrant, you're not going to face that, We've not only had deportations of the Hispanic community, no, even Black immigrants have been deported. You've seen how Somalis are experiencing this, and right now they're calling Black Americans for unity, and so many of them are angry that Black Americans are not joining them. I mean, why you not the same ones that you have been saying that you ain't Black? Why you not the same ones that you've been saying that Black Americans don't even know their fathers? It does not make sense at all. This is not an attack on immigrants as human beings. This is a call out on behavior, choices, and political alignment, because you cannot disassociate from Black Americans. You cannot deny shared struggles. You cannot claim that you're not like them, vote against Black interest, and then expect Black Americans to jump on and, save you when the system that you defended turns on you. It doesn't work like that. I want us to watch some of these few clips that I've gathered for you guys, and there is a lot that we actually going to learn from this, and I hope, and I've been saying, I hope this year of 2025, it's not yet over. We still have some days towards the end of this year. I hope that so many of you that are out there now crying and calling out for Black unity, I hope that this year have taught you a lesson. And if you've not, then I don't know if there is any other time that you're going to learn. So this episode, every stitch and every clip that you'll be seeing on these, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. You can go and check them out on their accounts as you're seeing their names written here on your screens. So let's just dive right ahead, and we'll be back with more commentary.
The racists are actually just jealous of Somalis because of how successful we became in a matter of one generation. And I was watching a lot of videos that are coming up on my For You page where people are saying, how come Somalis have nice cars and we don't? We've been here how many generations? We were born here, our ancestors are from here, but Somalis drive nice cars. This whole thing is just making me realize is jealousy. They're jealous of our success because they expect us to be at the bottom of the bottom.
Hey, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this went so well, but give me your opinion. This is what the Somalis said in Minnesota before the election.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024.
Now, before you say not all Somalis in Minnesota felt this way, and they voted in the opposite direction. Now, I say to that, you may be correct. However, I didn't see a counter narrative. I didn't see a counter protest. I didn't see a counter press conference that said, these people are fools. So when you leave information unchallenged, what will happen is some of the people who are in that community will believe that the people who were on this side, on the Donald Trump side, were right. And the result is
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country.
Not to be nosy, but I saw this comment on one of my mutuals, Hawk's videos, and I had to interject because what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So for context, the video in question is talking about ICE targeting Somalis in Minnesota, right? And Hawk is saying essentially that ICE is now targeting black people. And broski Coco, what the fuck? Coco Maisha? Whatever. Anyway, this person is basically saying Somalians are not black people, right? Black is a label given to indigenous people of America. We are not the same at all. If you want to sit here and say that Somalians are not African American, you'd be 100% correct. They're not. But to sit there and say they're not black is incorrect because look at them. Black is not just something that refers to African Americans. It encompasses everyone within the diaspora. I'm Nigerian American, I'm black. If you're an African American, you're black. Somali American, black. Also, there's also the second part of your comment that is even more ridiculous and egregious. Black is a label given to the indigenous people of America. Do they know that? Do the Native Americans know that we're calling them black people now? Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? African Americans or black people are not indigenous to this country. White people aren't indigenous to this country. The only people indigenous to the North American continent are Native Americans. That's it. Those are the only people who are indigenous to these lands. If you are anything other than a Native American, you're not indigenous to this country. Not white people, not black people, not nobody. And it's that simple. I thought this was common knowledge. What the fuck are you talking about?
What I'm witnessing right now with the Somalians out there in Minnesota and all the issues that they're dealing with Trump and deportation, is a prime example. Their response to it is a prime example of why FBAs call black immigrants tethers. I'm sorry, I'm not one to use that word, but I can see what they mean. Because to tether means to attach yourself to something. And right now, I see a lot of Somalians who have never considered themselves black attaching themselves to black Americans as a way of deflecting what's happening to them and saying like, oh, we're all black. And he's doing the same thing to us because we're black, just like black Americans. Listen to this.
President Trump and the base that is attacking our community. We understand that you are here to divide us, to create fear amongst us, and to selectively target the blackest immigrant and Muslim community in this great state. President Trump has had a history of targeting black people long before he ever ran for any office.
Yeah, Trump targeted black people. We all know that. But when y'all came here to this country, black people was like, oh, good, with more black people, come with us. And we tried to show you what it was like here. We tried to explain to you what was going on, and we were rejected. Like, let's not rewrite history. I know what happened. Y'all made your own communities. Y'all said you had your own culture, separate from us. So now that you're in trouble, you want to claim blackness? You want to say that Trump already was targeting black people? Us? He wasn't targeting you then. You're not black, right? Like, it's a tether. That's a tether. That right there. If you ever wondered what a tether was, that.
Look, y'all, I'm about to dead this comment. I'm about to dead it. Somali people know exactly where they come from, unlike some black Americans who, due to history, may not have clear roots. You thought you ate, but you didn't. Let me tell you something. You are going off the colonial state of mind, brother. Black people in America know exactly where they come from. We know that we're exactly from America. Y'all the ones that think that we just got here 300, 400 years ago. But if you read your history, which I'm about to start giving y'all some history lessons on this live tonight, complete with pictures, references, and the $40,000 books where I get my facts. If you guys would drop your colonial state of mind and do research outside of what colonialism tells you to do, you would know that many, 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 many Black families have been here for thousands of years. Thousands. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm talking about thousands. I'm talking about when British came to invade back in the 1200s, 1100s, thousands, the 900s. When Britain came to invade, they wrote books about it. They did maps about it. They drew pictures about it. We are from here. And that's the problem, because y'all ain't willing to educate yourself. Y'all just willing to spew out some shit that white people done taught y'all, but that ain't even what it is, baby. My grandma, my particular grandma, her family been down there in Alabama for thousands of years before the invaders. Do you know how many families came to invade our prosperous land that you guys are acting like y'all don't know Black people is from? Do you know? Do you know? 13 families. 13. It took 13 different invasions for us to get here. So y'all really need to educate yourself, because y'all just saying shit that y'all heard, and that's like proves that your mind is just like a receiver. It doesn't even go and find its own information or process. You know what I'm saying? And that's what American education will get you, baby. That's what a colonialized education will get you. But if you research, follow me. Matter of fact, you don't got to follow me. I'm going to do the research and show you the references, baby. Because I'm so tired of this comment. Black people don't know where they're from due to their history. The thing about it is, Black people's history is in their DNA. We're remembering more and more shit every day. We're finding more and more shit every day. Black people, hundreds of us, have researched on our own time. Yeah, I got an associate's degree. Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree. But guess what I've been doing for the last 20 years? Researching my bloodline, researching the history of this planet, researching physics. You need to research all types of shit to figure out if Black people know what they're talking about. Because we do. We do. We do. And yes, there are, I'm not going to say oh, there's no Black people that came over here 400 years ago and was in slavery. Yes, they were. And I don't think they should get reparations, but I'm going to talk about all that on my live tonight at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you're there. I'll be bringing every book I've ever read. I'll be dropping every piece of knowledge. I'll be letting you guys know about all the traps that they're setting up for you. Be there or be square. Or be dumb. And let me add this little bit of fact in there for you. Y'all be screaming, Somalis know where they from, Somalis know where they from, Somalis know where they from, but they don't. Did you know that? They don't. They don't. You know how many times Somalia has been invaded and the people have been dragged somewhere else on that continent? Do you know how many times that country's been invaded? The people there right now are a mix of Arabs and Black and Asian. Did you know that? That's how many times. That doesn't make them Somalian. Did you know that? That doesn't make them Somalian. That makes them a lost tribe, clinging on to the invaders, like the invaders' nationality, what the invaders called them, what the invaders told them they are. So y'all really need to dead that, because around smart, foundational Black Americans, that should sound like puppy chow. We gonna eat it up every time. I'll see y'all at 5.
It's quite sad, guys, to what's happening to, all these immigrants that are being deported, more so what's currently happening now to Somalis in the US. And I've watched some clips of those same people that are living in the US, because here we're talking about Somalis that are living in the United States of America, not the ones that are in other countries. Some of the clips that I've seen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, is this what you all think about Black people? And, even seeing other Somalis from, maybe in Somalia and other different parts of the world, claiming that they are not Black. And one of the clips that I saw, I don't know where they learned this from, of this guy that I don't know what they called these people, that I think I don't know if it's called preaching in Islamic, and they were just sitting in a mosque, and he was warning the men of, not letting their kids know them as dads, because they believe that most Black Americans don't even know their fathers. Can you imagine? Where did they come up with this idea, honestly? And these are some of the stereotypes that so many Black immigrants believe, and that's why so many of you, like disassociating yourselves from Black Americans when you move there. And there's so many other stereotypes that I've heard about Black Americans, and it's quite sad because still in 2025 you think people believing in these things. Why it's quite easy that we have social media. It's quite easy that you can actually get to learn things for yourselves. You can actually get to connect with Black Americans and get to learn from them, on TikTok, on YouTube, and other social media platforms. For years, Black Americans been warning certain immigrants not to go ahead and, vote against their own self-best interest, including Somalis. And you also what happened with the Somali leaders last year during the elections. They say that the left us, and this time we are going to vote for this administration. I even endorsed this administration. I've said that on my previous episodes that I've done on this matter. But now, it's so crazy that most of you are now coming out here, claiming your Blackness, while you've been very loud out there claiming that you're not Black, you all are Somalis. And when I say people saying that, it just makes me laugh, honestly. In as much as you want to say that we're from Africa, from different parts of the world, and for us, we don't even talk about skin color and all that. But when you move to a country like the United States of America, or to whichever country that you actually travel or visit, you get to learn on how things are done there. You get to learn, especially in the United States of America, it's not a secret. There is a problem when it comes to, race. And when you move there as a melanated person, you are Africa, like you're from Somalia, yes. No, for them, they'll see us as these people that we are. I don't know why people just hate being identified as a Black. I don't understand. Because when it comes to, Blackness, melanin, that is not only for Black Americans, because melanin is in all people of African descent and also from other parts of the world. So what's the problem of you being called Black, being identified as a Black person? I never get to understand it. Yes, we might have been coming from different cultures, different Christian practices, different traditions, but at the end of the day, we are all Black people. And this is what's been affecting most of us, even when you look at the African continent, where most countries think, because I'm Kenyan, we are better than Tanzania, we're better than Ugandans. But we're all Africans, and we should be working together. We all should be united. And this is why these people always have a way of, conquering us. Because when we are divided as we are right now, especially in the African continent, of course, these people always have a way of, conquering us. But when we decide to, unite with each other, that is one thing that they all don't want, then there is no way that they're going to win in peace. So imagine if all these immigrants that move to the US just decide to, unite with Black Americans, and, you all decide to unite and work together hand in hand. Do you think all these problems and all these issues that you've been facing this year, you'll be facing? No. But you all just decided that you want to separate yourselves from Black Americans until the time that you need the help of Black Americans, or until the time that now mass deportations are happening and you expect Black Americans to be out there to fight for you all. Or you just got used because Black Americans helped you to be in that country. They fought out there and you thought that they'll always be out there fighting for you. For what? What have you given them to be putting their bodies in the line for you? What have you done for the Black Americans for them to be out there protesting for you? What have you done for even Black American leaders to be out there fighting for you guys? While your leaders, they openly stood and said that we are for the Somali community. We are here for our people. Even police officers in Minnesota, I've seen so many crazy videos, and I'm like, where do you all get the audacity of now calling out Black Americans? If this is all how you've been acting, do you not see those videos, guys, before you come out here and call Black Americans? Do you not listen to some of your leaders? So many immigrants are always and this is how so many Somalis were we are different. We are law-abiding citizens. We are not like them, in this case, Black Americans. We are not Black like them. But right now, with what's happening, suddenly why aren't Black Americans standing with us? Suddenly, why are you all silent? Suddenly, why no solidarity? Honestly, it never makes sense, guys. And sometimes I see people creating these videos and being angry at Black Americans, and I just sit here down and ask, like, what do you all take Black Americans for? Do you think that they don't see all the things that you do? Do you think that they don't hear all the things that you say about them? They do. They just keep quiet because at the end of the day, they understand this system better. They did not build the system, but they understand it. And when you all choose not to listen to them, but expect them to come and fight for you when trouble hits, it's crazy because it's not going to happen. They are just going to watch you all as you're getting deported, and no one has the right to blame them. You have to understand that solidarity is not a light switch that you switch on when you all need it. It does not work like that, guys. No. And this time and these years I've said, I hope that so many immigrants have actually learned that the only way that you can understand and be able to live in this system is by uniting with Black Americans. You know, there is a lot that Black Americans have really fought for so many immigrants, that so many of you are very ungrateful, honestly, and you've chosen to believe in these stereotypes and the stories that you've been told about Black Americans instead of taking it to yourselves to get to understand and learn about Black Americans, learn about the American history. And when you talk about selective blackness, it's just like claiming African identity to feel superior to Black Americans. We've seen that happening. So if you're saying that, yeah, I'm not part of these, but you're always there like, no, I'm not Black American, I'm African, I'm from Africa, I'm an African immigrant, you know, it's quite sad. Making Black American cultures behind closed doors, because I've seen so many people doing that, and now to a point that if people have gotten so comfortable to a point of, you know, coming up with podcasts where they are discussing and disrespecting Black American culture. We've seen that happening, and that should not be the case, honestly, guys. We should not be fighting Black Americans as Black people. That should not be happening as Africans. We should not be doing that. We don't understand their history. We don't have shared struggles. Like whatever I know we had our part in Africa and all that happened to us. But when we move to America, it's only good if you respect their culture. It's only good if you respect their traditions. And when you don't have anything good to say about Black Americans, then just keep quiet. This is the same thing that I keep on telling or saying on some videos that I watch. If I see any Black American traveling to any other country or in the African continent, in different countries, and they're disrespecting that country culture, I'll be like, if you have nothing to say about this country, if you have nothing to say about their cultures, then just keep quiet. Just keep it to yourself. It's okay. You don't have to love everything about each and every other country that you visit. You don't have to love everything about the traditions of other people. You don't have to love everything about a person, but as long as it's not hurting you in any way, then just keep it to yourself and keep quiet. There's no need of us creating podcasts, you know, insulting and disrespecting each other cultures just because we don't like them or just because we want to fit on the other side. It's also quite sad when you're out there as an African immigrant or as an immigrant from any other part of the world, and now you're there supporting political leaders that have no good interest for Black communities, or politicians that have policies that harm Black communities. Like, what makes you think that you'll be saved from that as a Black immigrant? Voting for politicians that don't have the best interest at heart for you. It's high time for these immigrants to learn, especially Black immigrants living in the United States of America, that white supremacy does not do exceptions. And right now, you're actually learning that, but you're learning it the hard way, because you're after around, you all chose not to listen to Black Americans. Black Americans tried to warn you all, but you never listened. They've been doing this for years. But, you know, finally, you're actually seeing what Black Americans been warning you all about. Because it's clear to most of you that, I know it's not clear to everyone, but at least to most of you, that America does not care when you are Black or disposable. And the system that polices Black Americans, the system that underprotects black communities, that criminalizes poverty, will eventually catch up with everyone else who thought they were different. Because sorry to tell you that you ain't no different from black Americans. They're gonna treat you the same way. They don't see any difference. They'll just not sit there and be like, oh, she's from Africa. No, we don't have a problem with that. No, they don't care about that. And most of you are learning it the hard way out. And it's quite sad. And black Americans did not create the system. They warned you all about it, but you chose not to listen. So you might be asking why black Americans are choosing silence. Black Americans are tired. They're tired of being disrespected. They're tired of being blamed. They're tired of being excluded. They're tired of being used as shields. And you all have to learn that you don't get allyship without accountability. And it's just, you know, quite sad seeing that most of you don't want to be accountable, and you're now out here angry about black Americans and everything that's happening to you, while you all brought these problems to yourself. I'd really love you to tell me what you think about these on the comment section. If you're a Somali watching this, remember this video is not about hatred towards the Somali communities in the US and everything that's happening to you. It's not like we wish this on you guys, but you all brought this to yourselves, and it's high time for people to learn and to be accountable. This video is not to instigate hate, it's for education purposes, and I hope that most of you will actually learn. Thank you so much for watching up to this part. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't. We are road to 60,000 subscribers, and until the next episode, bye.